Okay, here we are. All right. So, um, this is our show. We're very happy here. We got a great show coming up. All right. So here we go. We already got a little problem here. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. So, all right, everybody, tune into YouTube if you want. For some reason, we have a little problem with Facebook, which I'm going to be trying to correct. If you just bear with me, let's see what we can do. All right. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let's see. See if we could get ourselves back on Facebook here. I don't know what happened, but let's see. All right. All right. Let's see here. No, it's delay. Use Facebook open you. All right. Okay. Let's see what happened now. Sorry about that, folks. If for some reason we don't go on Facebook, this will be recorded and we'll put it on the Facebook. Okay. So I apologize for that. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. But anyway, this is the show. We're going to have it. It's going to be great. We have our YouTube going, and we have a special guest, which is Misty Wagner, who's going to be coming on in about 2 or 3 minutes. So it should be a good show. We're going to have Esther at a haunted cave, and we have Bonnie and Kristen doing some baking and a seance. Okay, so we're going to start the show. Before I do, I want to say a couple of hellos. Hello out to Janet, and hello out to Lucy. Okay. So that's it. So we're going to bring on Misty now. Hello, Misty.
Hi, Felix. How are you?
Okay, I'm good. Just to let you know, we're going to be recorded and be put on Facebook, okay?
Okay.
All right. But we are on YouTube live, all right, right now. All right. So it's still going to be a great show, so don't worry. All right, Misty. Let's start with how did you get into the horror genre, and tell us about the movies you got out and what's coming up, and a little bit about the scenario. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, I've loved Halloween ever since I could remember. It started with The Shining. I think I was like 5 years old when I saw it. And it scared me, and it just shaped my little dark heart forever. Um, and then I think when I was 8, I saw The Exorcist, and that was another scary movie for me. I remember being at my best friend's house and having to go to the restroom in the middle of the movie, and then her sister turned off the hall light, and she came out and she just jump scared me. So ever since then, I've just loved the horror genre. I started with actually making props a few years ago, and
Okay.
that led me to making, friends in the haunted house business, which led to me making friends in the horror genre, fans, and then actors and directors. I went to as a production assistant for my first movie last November. That was Extreme Dating. It's part of the 6 anthologies. So there's going to be 6 shorts that make up this anthology. That was the first one. So it was the first time I'd ever been on set. It was a lot of fun. And that movie, if you think of Robert De Niro and the King of Comedy, that's kind of what it's like. This, you
Oh yeah,
know,
that's a great movie. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's this game show host, and it's this public access channel, and you just see him like he just he just loses it. Um, so that was a lot of fun, and then I was invited to be in the next short, which was Uncivil War, and that kind of explores the left side and the right side, and you know they try to represent each side equally, but you just kind of see how ridiculous both sides are. But that is also a horror movie. I was an actress. I played Sally Jefferson, which was a very, very annoying voter registrar who may or may not have had her own motive for wanting to get in that house. You'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Okay.
But I was a executive producer as well as an actress on that one. Next one's going to be at probably the end of September, beginning of October. That's called Redwood. It's the third in the sixth anthology. That's going to have kind of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel to it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the next one is Frida, which is a very big one. I'm very excited for this one. It's going to have, Kane Hodder, who, played in two of the Friday the 13th as Jason. It's going to have Bill Moseley, House of 1,000 Corpses, and Debbie Rochon. She's made a lot of movies, and she was actually named by Playboy as one of the hottest scream queens. So I'm very excited for those, and I have a few more opportunities that aren't set in stone yet.
Okay, great. So it sounds like you're pretty busy in that field. That's great.
Yes,
now,
I'm very busy.
Right now,
but it's fun.
Let me ask you, like the movies you just mentioned, where would a person view those?
Well, like I said, they are part of the sixth anthology, so we're doing two. We've done two. There's going to be two more this year, and then the last two will be next year. And right now, they are taking pre-orders for the DVDs.
Oh, okay, great. If you could, between now and let's say Tuesday or Wednesday, if you could give me that information so I can post it on Facebook so people can do that,
Okay, thank you.
That would be great. Now, as far as the props go, how did you get into that?
I have a full-time job, and kind of to reduce that stress, I started making props for fun. It's just my way to, escape, and it's therapeutic. And like my dad said, for me, it's probably cheaper than therapy.
Right.
It's an expensive hobby. And so, yeah, I started out, I stumbled upon a really cool DIY group that is targeted for beginners. It's called Monster Tutorials. And so just started making things, and, went from very basic to, I don't know, just improved. So I do have to show you, though, one of the things that, I'm really excited about with Frida and Bill Moseley is in 2019, I took a class at the Texas Honors Convention with Michael Burnett. He's a special effects artist. And we actually, in the class, he brought the casting, but this was cast from the original House of 1,000 Corpses, and we painted it and put hair on it. So I think it's really cool that now I get to be in a movie with Bill.
Right. Excellent. I didn't mean to interrupt, but it shows like you have a lot of artistic talent too, as well. I mean, to do something like that.
Well, thank you. It's like I said, it's my therapy. And then I also, I made 32 of these. These are, Evil Dead 2 inspired skulls. They were very popular. And then my last favorite thing that I have is a Hocus Pocus inspired book.
Oh, okay.
Got the fingers. But what I like, trying to do this backwards, what I like best about it is, I'm going to open it. It's a stash box.
Oh, okay. That's
I think
nice.
I made like 10 of these. So I stay busy. It's a fun busy.
I think you had told me that you kind of sell some of them too, right?
I
Hello?
do. Uh-oh. Can
No,
you
it's
hear me?
okay.
Oh, okay.
There might be something with your connection that knocks you off, but you're back on.
Okay.
No problem. Go ahead.
Um, yes, I do because, I can't keep everything I make. So I do sell things. I sold 32 of the Evil Dead 2 skulls and I think 10 of the Hocus Pocus books and then, some other things here and there. So unfortunately for my house, I don't have as many fabulous things and decorated in my house as people think because I sell most of what I make.
I could see that. I guess your rooms would be pretty crowded if you kept everything, right? So,
Yes.
all right.
But I
Um,
mean, which would be fine by me, but
uh-huh.
my I'm the odd one in the house. My family doesn't really care for Halloween.
Right. Same thing with me. My wife is against Halloween, and the only other person that loves it is my son. Ever since he was a little kid, and
Well, hey, you did something right. Both of mine, neither one of mine like it.
really, well, I used to make because of my chef skills. I used to do a Halloween party. I'd make like the cookies, the Halloween cookies and cupcakes and
Oh,
everything. So it was pretty cool. You know,
that is cool.
that's how you get into it. When your kids are little and stuff like that. So, up here, I know you're in Texas, but here in New York, on Long Island, Halloween is very popular also as well. And a lot of people now they decorate their homes and everything, like Christmas, but they go all out like for Halloween. I
That's
don't know. Do,
awesome.
do they do that where you are in Texas at all, or?
Yeah, they do, and I mean, some neighborhoods don't decorate very much. It was pretty cool. I think like 2 years ago, we were the only ones on the street that decorated, and my neighbor across the street, she came over and talked to me, and she was like, "I told my husband." You can't be the only one on the street. We have to do it too, and so that was a very good year. We had a lot of people decorate because for me as I mean, I would start decorating right now
If you had a
if I
choice.
could. If I could, yeah, I could. But I'd like to decorate it like September 1st. It's like it's Halloween time. Let's get the decorations out. So hopefully more people decorate this year as well.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, like for this special that we're doing now, everybody say, well, maybe we should do it on Halloween. And I said, why? I said, let's just do it now, and then we'll do something else for like Halloween, you know.
Yeah.
I love
Celebrate
I love
early.
this stuff. Just like you, I really like it. And I used to be scared of horror movies when I was a little kid.
Oh,
You know,
really? What changed you?
I, you know, I don't know. Maybe because they've gotten better, through the years. And then when I watched one, I said, well, this is pretty interesting. I think it was like the first Halloween movie I saw, you know. But prior to that, I was in my early 20s when that came out, maybe late teens actually. And I watched it. I said, this is pretty interesting. And some of it was kind of funny. You know, maybe there's something wrong with me, but sometimes I'll laugh while a person's getting slashed or something like that.
I get you. I do too.
Yeah, sometimes it's funny like the way they go. And now I'm at a point where I'll watch the movie like that and I'll say, wow, like, they thought of something new, how to kill a person.
Mhm.
Like The Walking Dead, they always come up with a new way to bash a zombie's head or something like that.
Exactly.
So you got to love it. It is an art, just like other movies, and I think it is an art, like the way people do it, and
Absolutely.
it's great that you're learning it too, or that you know it, from a production standpoint as well. I mean, so all right. So, is there a website or anything like that people can go to for you?
I sell things off of my just my Facebook page right now.
Okay. All right. So Misty Wagner, it's on my Facebook as well, everybody. So you can go on my site, and if you see, Misty, I guess she'll friend her and see what she does. You know, that's all. All right. So, Misty, thank you very much. This was really a good interview. We are on YouTube. I just checked it. For some reason, Facebook has knocked us off, maybe because of the subject. I have no idea. Who knows with Facebook, what they do. But this is recorded, and I will be putting it on Facebook, and hopefully there'll be no problems.
Well,
But
thank you. I
yeah,
enjoyed it a lot.
yeah. And come
It's
on
fun.
again, maybe around Halloween. We'll see.
I would
You,
love to. This is a lot of fun.
I forgot to say your nickname is the
Little
little
Miss Little Miss
mistress of
Mayhem.
mayhem, right? That's perfect. Yeah. All right. So thanks again. And
Thank you.
I think a lot of people enjoyed the interview. I know I will. And then when they see it also on Facebook, I think it'll be great. All
I
right.
appreciate you having me. I had a lot of fun.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And hopefully the weather's good in Texas, because we've been getting rain and a lot of things. So, all right. Thank you, Misty. Take care. And again, it was really a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, so that was Misty Wagner. And again, folks, we are not on Facebook. It could be the subject matter. I guess when they saw the introduction, they just knocked me off. So that could be one reason. But that's okay, because we're on YouTube. And sometimes YouTube is even better than Facebook. And we're going to be recorded on both. And what I'm going to do is, once I get the recording for the show, I'm going to put it on the Facebook. The only bad thing is we're not going to have any comments, all right, or calls. So that's about it. But everybody else will enjoy the show. All right, we got Esther coming up. As soon as she comes on, she's at Sybil's Cave, which is an interesting place in New Jersey. It's in Hoboken, off of Frank Sinatra, I believe, Drive. Of course, everything is Sinatra in Hoboken. The cave has a lot of history. It was created in 1832 by the Stevens family. And we're going to get into it. Let me see if Esther's ready.
Hi.
Esther.
I'll be right on.
Okay.
I'll be right on.
You got it.
I'll be right on.
And Esther will be right on.
There's a little situation, but I'll be on soon.
Okay, no problem, Esther. When I see you, we'll bring you on, okay? All right, great. All right, so Esther's going to be on. Maybe she ran into the ghost or the spirit that's in Sybil's Cave. That could be a possibility. All right, so we're also going to have Bonnie, okay? And we could say hello to Bonnie if Bonnie's there. Hold on. Bonnie?
Yes.
How are you?
Felix, I'm sorry.
That's a nice plug.
Are we on air?
Yes, we are. Esther's having a little complication at the cave.
Okay.
She's rectifying it. She's going to be coming on. Misty was just on, though. Wasn't she interesting? Did you get a chance to watch her?
Yes, we did. And
yeah.
I thought it was very interesting.
Good.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out the stick here.
Okay. So
So you want us to go second?
No. Well, let's see. If Esther's not on in a couple minutes, we'll do that. Okay.
Okay. Look, me and Kristen are having champagne. Can you see that?
Oh, very nice.
I'm trying to get the champagne.
A little more. There you go. There's the champagne. That's great.
See how I can't get it on the camera?
You don't have any champagne for me or Misty. I don't.
I wish I could give it to you virtually.
Yeah, you could give us virtual champagne.
Yes.
But I don't know if you heard, but I believe Facebook knocked us off.
I heard that sucks. But
yeah, maybe because of the subject matter. I don't even know why.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with it. You just have to go back on or not use StreamYard for this. You have to use because I don't use StreamYard to go live on Facebook. It's not a problem. It's probably your settings.
Okay. I mean, I've been on
try
Facebook.
Going live on there again.
Yeah.
Just try it again and see what happens.
I could try that. I don't want to lose anybody.
They're like a woman. They're very, very sensitive. Certain things set them off, and then they forgive you.
I think at this point, we're going to stay live on YouTube, and then we're just going to do the recorded on Facebook. Okay.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. And we're also going to be on Gov's Comedy Club podcast on recording. So
Cool.
it'll work out. We'll be all over the place come Monday, or come tomorrow. All right. So you guys are going to, what's the dessert again? It's a kitty litter cake.
It's a kitty box litter cake. Kitty litter cake.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's got a surprise to it though. It's not what you think.
Okay. Well, I love surprises. Kristen, do you have a cat?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's your cat?
Inspired by him. So yeah.
Okay. All right, ladies. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you off screen. I'm going to see how Esther is, and if she's not ready, you will come on.
All right. I'm going to take it off this stick because I can't control the camera this way.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Whatever you feel comfortable with. Esther, are we ready? Hello? All right. Esther, if you're listening, I'm going to have to put you on third. Okay? All right. Hold on. All right. Hold on. We got you on. We're going to take Esther off, and then you guys are going to begin. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Hold on.
Okay. Here. That's much better. I just have to do it this way.
Okay. All right. So let's take Esther off. We're going to bring Kristen on, too.
Okay.
Okay. So we got
Bonnie.
Yeah. Hi.
You know what?
Lower your volume.
Okay.
Okay. Lower mine.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody lower their volume.
Mine is lower. How's that?
All right.
We're still getting a little.
But then I can't hear you, Felix.
You can't.
You can't. Okay.
So put it on.
So put it on.
All right, we don't need to hear him.
Right.
I lowered it a little.
We don't need to hear him.
Okay.
Shadow from
All
right, so
we're going next now, Felix.
Yes.
Yes. So we're still on.
All right,
So basically,
we
we
are
are going to start stay on.
And
You know what?
You know what?
Before we start,
Tell
Kristen
Christian to just
phone
phone calls.
a
A
lighter.
lighter.
Fun.
In my cabinet matches.
Just
tell
Yeah.
because
that's where the problem.
I can't.
I can't believe it.
I'm sorry, we thought we had a little more time, but it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
All right. Well, take your time. Misty's having a good time watching us here. I can see.
So I'm gonna put this on Chris.
You know what? Misty, can I bring you on for a moment?
No,
Okay,
that's
here we go.
because
All right.
people on here.
All right. So we got
Well,
Misty.
I guess maybe Misty might be good to have on because maybe we'll pick up something for her.
Okay.
Oh,
Candles here. Can you see? Can you see the candles?
can see the candles.
These things stink.
Okay.
I got a new box of
Misty,
matches.
you could learn how to do a kitty litter cake.
I made one, and the family wasn't happy when I brought it to Thanksgiving.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She knows what it is then.
Oh, okay.
It's so delicious, though.
Is it a chocolate based cake?
Here's more matches.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want to
can't
spoil the
say.
surprise for
No.
anybody.
I
All right.
bought
No,
from the
no.
dollar store. So we're about to start.
Okay.
She is
He has
lighting.
me backstage.
Can you fit another person on, or if 3 is the max?
No, I could probably fit another person. I just get a little smaller, but you'll be all right.
Doing seance should be on, right?
I have you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, not on mine. Okay, because I'm still backstage.
So
Yeah, I have you. You're right on camera. Look.
Okay. Oh, okay, good.
So basically, we have Kristen and we have Misty on right now.
Okay. She's lighting the candles.
All right.
Okay.
So, my name is Kristen Tinsley. I am a psychic medium, and I am going to show you how to do a seance if you wanted to have a Halloween party at your house. If you wanted to maybe find out and communicate with the ghosts that are in your house, I'm going to show you how to do that safely so that you don't actually conjure any demons.
Yeah, because I was just watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it scared me. I go, please don't open the door and let like demons into this house.
Well, there are, but
you see the fire? I hate fire, by the way.
So this is Palo Santo. I use this to definitely clear my energy any single time I try to connect to spirit. Whenever I do my readings, just let spirit know that I'm open. The smoke helps me to get into the other realm that I need to be in. It helps to answer, put my prayers out there so that they hear me. Spirits around us all the time, actually. So if you're going to do a seance and you want to like conjure up somebody specific, like say like, oh, there's a ghost in my house, or, something like that, I like to use tarot cards. A lot of people use Ouija boards.
This movie that I watched had a Ouija board.
Ouija board, yeah.
I was terrified, so I said to Kristen, maybe not the Ouija board. And
I don't have one.
Okay, because that was what
I am the Ouija board. I'm the Ouija board. So I actually have a very special deck. It's called the Ghost Tarot that I use for that. So what you would do for that, if you just had like a typical tarot card deck, what you would do is, the only reason why I do that is so that I can see the energy of the spirit around us. Because everybody wants to know, are they evil? Are they good? What do they want? So you don't actually have to know how to read tarot in order to be able to understand what type of energy is there. So Misty, if you have any questions, you could fire away. So let's see who's around us right now. So let me
Are you there, Kristen?
We're here praying.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Let's not go to church, Felix, because you don't know when someone's praying, right?
Oh. Well, I am Roman Catholic, basically, so.
They're laughing at that. Okay. All right. So what you would want to do is, when you call out to the spirit world, you want to ask for any spirit that's around you that wants to communicate with you. But you want to make sure that you put a block there. You don't want everybody. Because if I just say, oh, any spirit that wants to communicate with me, come forward and communicate with me, I'm going to get everybody. Right? So you just want to ask.
It would be like Woodstock.
Right. It would be like Woodstock and beyond. So you don't want everybody coming through, but you always want to make sure that you put one of your angels in place. So I specifically like Archangel Michael. So I will say, Archangel Michael, please protect the gate. Surround me with your white light of protection as I merge my world with yours, and allow me to hear the messages with accuracy and clarity, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay? You always thank them. If you're going to use a Ouija board, you can do that too, but you always have to make sure that you pray so that they know that you're entering and you're surrounded and you're protected by the white light, so nothing evil can come through. Okay, but it's Halloween, so maybe we want some evil to come through, right?
I don't know, Misty. You want some evil to come through? We can arrange
I
it.
don't. No, I don't want to.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Wait, what was your name? What was your nickname again?
Little Miss Mayhem.
Little Miss Mayhem doesn't want any evil to come in. Okay.
All right, Misty, I'm just going to take you off so we have Kristen. Okay.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I kind of get this woman named Betty. So I don't know if this was somebody that maybe lived in this house before or somewhere around in the neighborhood. Like, I feel the energy very strong on this side. This woman named Betty. Do you know anybody by that name?
I have to say, I don't know any of my neighbors.
You don't know anybody? All right. So yeah, Betty. It seems like because Felix brought up the Roman Catholic, we get this card here, which is the Hierophant card, which means a very religious person. A very religious person. Ooh.
I want to try to show the cards.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you can.
Can you see the
them?
cards?
Yeah, they can see them because I can see them on my camera.
Okay, cool.
So I'm picking up on the name Betty, very strong Betty. And if any names that I call out resonate with anybody that's watching the show now or when they see it, just leave it in the comments or contact me. Be like, yeah, that's my aunt or whatever. Because I feel like this was somebody that died young.
Are we trying to summon her?
This is, they're always summoned. This is somebody that was possibly around, maybe died in like 1970, 1976. This could have been somebody's aunts. But they did die young. So I don't know if they perished in like a car accident or something like that. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to say that. So we're not going to say that because it seems like somebody that was just a little bit like indecisive about, should I go out tonight or should I not go out tonight? And they ended up going out that night and it ended up causing their death. Or they could have died on the way from church. So you're just picking up the energy of what you're getting.
The energy of like whatever's around
Yeah,
this
you
house.
can look at the cards. Yeah, just so you can show the cards. Like whatever's around there, Yeah, you can see the cards. Yeah, show the cards. Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. See, look at that card. This is an energy that kind of like circles around your house a lot, Bonnie. So I feel like it's somebody that may have died in your neighborhood. Or died around.
My neighborhood has a lot. It's called Pleasant Avenue, but there's a story behind that. It's pretty funny.
What's the story?
The story is there's been a lot of murders.
Oh,
yeah,
Really?
like right down the street. This woman rented out her house, the basement part, and she rented it to a doctor who worked at Nassau County Medical Center. Very very wealthy man. He had a beautiful house in Westchester, but he rented an apartment so when he had late nights he could
come here.
he could just sleep. Right, and he didn't have to make
look
that
at
way.
that. Yeah.
And he was murdered in that apartment, and then everybody
Look at that card.
everybody went crazy because it was random, and this is a calm neighborhood, so it's like, who murdered this guy? And it turned out it was his own son who had mental issues.
Look.
And there's more, but let's get back to
Missy, I think I see a movie in this.
He was murdered in his
I
bed.
know, right?
He was murdered in his bed.
He was murdered in his bed. That card came out. So that's like, okay. And that's coming in on this, like the Two of Pentacles kind of thing. So I feel like maybe the son kind of hesitated to do this at first. And this is the tower. So this is the house. This is the foundation. This is somebody like really like revealing their feelings about how they felt about somebody. So he may have had like a lot of hatred towards his father, or thought that his father was very like self-righteous and
he had mental issues. And
he did. Yeah. Okay. And is his son still alive, or is he in jail?
He's in jail.
He's in jail. Okay. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's another interesting story is that across the street from me there's a community pool, and there's a whole bunch of stores. Carvel, Felix, you probably know the restaurant. There's a restaurant, and it's a famous Italian restaurant that's been there forever.
Okay.
Ristorante Verde.
Yeah, Veneri's.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yep.
Okay, so if you go down that block, there's a community pool, and then there's condos. But back then there was a house, and they had the guy rented his space in the back to landscapers, and one of the landscapers he rented space to was Joel Rifkin.
Oh,
and
boy.
Joel Rifkin is a serial killer.
Yeah, Joel Rifkin. That was like 30 years ago, right?
Yeah, and they found out that when they were digging up for the condos, they found some skeletons that Joel Rifkin had. He didn't murder them there, but he was trying to hide. He hid some of the bodies there. So that's another thing that happened right around my neighborhood. And this is like a very nice neighborhood. Like, it's very calm and nothing happens, but all this stuff is happening. So let's get back to Kristen and her.
So that's this card here. That would explain that. So if I was allowed to like concentrate on what's going on without you telling everybody that, but it's cool because that's what that would be. So I mean, I'm a medium, so eventually I would have picked that up. But for just a regular person that's just kind of like doing that, like using the cards to kind of say, like what happened. I don't know how many bodies they found, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies here. So it would be interesting to look up the history. So you always, when you're going to do a seance, you always want to look up the history of the neighborhood to find out exactly what happened. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of get like random messages. So now I'm interested to see. So later I'll look up and see, was there a victim named Betty, or was there somebody named Betty that died in this neighborhood? You could look that up to see. So when you're usually doing a seance, is what you want to do is there's going to be somebody who's like essentially like the medium, somebody who's going to, even if you're not, somebody who's going to be listening and just kind of getting the messages, like whatever's coming to your mind, whatever you're seeing, whatever you're getting, and then somebody's going to write this down. So you always want to look up. But if you want to conjure like a specific person, somebody has to know things about them. Otherwise, you're just going to get some random thoughts from a bunch of spirits that are around, and you're not going to be able to place the two of them. So when I read for somebody, I always just spit out whatever spirit's showing me, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's my grandmother based on what I said or whatever it was. So that's basically how you do a seance, but you have to know what happened in the house, what happened in the neighborhood, stuff like that. But yeah, there is definitely a lot of destruction. And somebody drowned, I feel, with this card here. I feel like somebody drowned.
Who knows? It probably could be that someone drowned. But another thing that is this house. I only know the previous owner had an autistic kid back in the day, and they
That's
sold.
interesting because you have autistic children.
Yeah. It's like the house is like the passing down of people who are on the spectrum. There's someone in the house that is on the spectrum, and that particular child that was on the spectrum is doing very well right now. He has, like my brother, he's high functioning. He's doing well. But this is really cool. Is that she's got these candles? Can you see the candles? Yeah. And she's got the cards.
Yeah, you always want to have candles, just because you want to have your candles. You want to have your incense. You want to have all of that stuff. So I hope that you guys kind of learned. There's really no other way of like me explaining like how to do that. But I mean, I guess the main point is you have to know. So thank you for adding information about the neighborhood, about, stuff like that. I mean, eventually, like if we had more time, like we would probably be able to sit here and pick up on, this type of stuff. But yeah, there was definitely something wicked this way comes in this neighborhood, especially down there. And that's the thing, like the memory of that, the essence of, when somebody dies like that is still here. So you're still going to be able to pick up on that energy. But it's very interesting to know like what was going on at that time. Let me see if there's something else I can pick up. I pick up a Rachel, a young girl, Rachel.
I do know a young girl, Rachel.
Who is that?
It's somebody that used to be my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah, show the card. So this would be somebody from the past. Yeah. The Six of Cups is always somebody from the past. This is a young girl.
She was also on the autism.
Okay, and where is she now?
She's living with her mom in Queens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, okay. So then we have the Knight of Cups spilled, so that would represent like the end of something. So that's definitely something. I wonder if she's still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive. Yeah.
Somebody that knows her passed away. Yeah.
I actually met her. She's a very, very sweet girl. Mm-hmm. Very high functioning.
And that's the thing, when you get a name of somebody that's still alive, it's somebody that's connected because Bonnie knows her. So it's somebody that's connected to, like, because it's somebody that's connected to Rachel that passed away. Right. They're going to connect to Bonnie to try to get a message to Rachel. So it works like that a lot. Like if you've ever had a reading from a medium, it's not just the people that you want to come through. It'll be everybody that's connected to you to come through because they want to try to get messages to whoever they know. So I kind of feel like maybe this was like a great aunt or maybe like a former teacher that is trying to get a message to her. I feel like I'm very proud of you type thing.
I like when it's nice messages.
Yeah, nice. Well, they never come through to say anything negative.
They'd be like, "You're a bitch."
That's never happened. Well, no, it has happened. That has definitely happened. If there was like an angry, like
there's some angry spirits out there.
Like, yeah, for like doing that. I also get a very maternal energy around maybe somebody that had passed during childbirth. Well, the hospital is not too far from here.
Let me just say one thing. If you Google my area and you Google child sex predators, hundreds of people come up, right? And I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Like, why are hundreds of people coming up for child predators? Because there's a jail right down the street.
Okay.
Yeah. Like not right down the street, but like right down.
It's right down the street. It's 2 minutes away.
I could literally walk there. It's a mile away or whatever. So all the predators that they put this as their address. If you Google it, so predators come up, murders come up, but it's really, I love it here. I mean, I live right around the corner. All these wonderful stores. I got a pool I could go to. I could walk to the pool and go swimming. I've never had any problems in this house, knock wood. And I love this neighborhood. I love this house. It's my house now. I own it all alone. And I'm very proud of that. And, you know, all this stuff is going on around me, but I'm like, I feel like I've got a protective shield and it's
Wow.
passing over me. So back to Kristen.
Wow.
So, I
What
mean,
a-
when you live in an area like that, when you're by a jail, you're by a hospital, you constantly have, you know, like death and
I'm by
rebirth
both.
constantly. You're by both. It's like a portal. You're right by the highway. You're right main road. There's a lot of things that have happened. Because I used to live in this area too. I lived down the street, like a minute away, and then 2 minutes the other way. And I know that there's been a lot of fatalities, a lot of different accidents over here.
Yes.
So, you know, when you're living in that area, you're going to get a lot of things like that. So, yeah. So just know the history of your area, you know kind of like what's going on. If you do a seance, like if you're going to do that, you know, when you're going to close it down, you're going to make sure you blow out the candles.
Okay. She's blowing out the candles.
You're going to blow out the candle. And you're going to say,
the incense?
No, the incense stays.
Okay.
And then you just simply say, okay, I'm closing this. And
Don't freaking come in this house now.
Wow.
You'll be here tonight.
Oh no. Well, anyway, now we're going to get to the fun part, which is I'll let you explain it. It's a kitty litter.
All right, so it's a kitty litter cake. Okay, so if you have any questions about safely doing a seance or you want to book a reading with me,
yes,
you could go. You could contact me, Kristen Tinsley, on Facebook, or you can go to divinecomedian@gmail.com, or just find me on Facebook. I'm everywhere. So,
and also, Kristen is going to plug a show that is at Governor's that we're in.
Yeah.
Kristen was nice enough to put me in the show. And it's at Governor's, so I'm going to let her tell you the
it's
information.
Friday the 13th, Friday, October 13th.
Oh, it's on the 13th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's my annual show that I've been doing since I started producing shows at Governor's. It's Vagispooky. It's supposed to be an all-female show, but we are not having all women on the show this time. I'm having a lot of the people who helped me to get Vagispooky off the ground, and some new faces also, and my comedy partner, Chris Cuff will be back on stage with us.
Chris Cuff is amazing.
Yep, so it's going to be a good time. Buy your tickets now, and then you actually get to meet me in person, and Bonnie's going to be there. So it's
Friday the 13th. You can't forget that date.
7:30, Friday the 13th. Come through
in the Giggles room at Governor's in Levittown. So,
all right.
So now we're going to get to the kitty litter cake.
Yeah, we're going to get to the kitty litter cake.
All right, so we're going to go into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And Brandon, now you can come in. Brandon.
He's like, I don't want to.
Yeah, Brandon's been so good.
Okay.
Look, can you see Brandon?
There he is. Unattractive.
He's been waiting so patiently. So where should we have him sit? We'll have him sit here.
So, yeah, Brandon. So what you're gonna do? Okay, so let me just explain the parts of the cake. So Bonnie, you're gonna film, and me and Brandon are gonna do this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So.
All right. So I used, because you want a cake that's gonna have. You want people to be disgusted because when they look at the cake, they're gonna be disgusted, and when they eat it, you want them to be even more disgusted. But I promise you, this is a delicious cake. I used the Oreo Funfetti cake because it's gray in color and it also has those little chunks in it. But if you wanted to make it even grosser, you could take like a mixture of the vanilla wafers that we're gonna crush up and mix it with icing. You do not want to use white icing. You can add a little bit of black to make it gray because kitty litter is not white.
Sure.
So I just use regular buttercream icing. You use whatever you want. And you're also going to need Tootsie Rolls.
Really?
And I'm going to show you why you need Tootsie Rolls in a second, okay? And if you want to get yourself a little decorative cat to put in there, you can do
and
that.
Brandon was mad. He's like,
Don't worry, Brandon.
Yeah, he's going to get it back.
Brandon, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to take these cookies because we need to make the kitty litter, and I want you to crush them up. Go like that.
Crush them.
Go, Brandon. Crush,
Can
crush.
you see Brandon?
Yes.
Keep going harder, Brandon.
He looks great.
Guys,
Like Dracula.
Brandon, pound it.
all right, so while he's doing that,
Keep
I'm going
pounding.
to wash my hands. Hold on.
Pound those cookies.
Yo.
You need help? Keep doing it. Hit it. He's Dracula, if you're wondering what he is, by the way.
Son of Dracula.
Really nice and small. Pound it.
Boy, it's hard to hit these cookies.
I know.
They're like pretty hard.
Here, so use this.
Yeah, let's use an
Yeah,
instrument.
use that. Just
What's that? You can get.
you called me back last night.
You can get
Yeah,
a
how
pot.
dare you say that to me?
Yeah, you can use that. Or you can use a pot.
Wait, Felix is saying something. What are you saying, Felix?
You could use a pot. It's heavier if you want to crush them up right away.
Oh, he said use a pot.
Bottom of a pot. Or
The
that.
bottom
I
of a
mean, that's
pot.
fine.
I think this is good enough.
Yeah.
Since a pot is not handy. Okay.
So now you're gonna take the Tootsie Rolls in your hand and you're gonna roll them around. The heat from your hand is gonna melt them a little bit because you want to make the cat poop.
Okay.
All right. So then you're gonna take it. Cat poop, you know, is kind
Brandon's laughing.
of right. You're just gonna make a couple of pieces. Okay, in your hands, couple pieces. Brandon, you want to dump the kitty litter on top of the cake?
Yes.
Okay, so open the bag.
Open it up.
Open the bag. Good. Now pour it onto the cake.
All over the cake. Okay, just like that.
So, Misty, is this how you make your cake?
I haven't made one in many, many years. It was a little bit different, but the Tootsie Rolls are so much fun to make, and it's actually a very delicious cake.
Okay, so the coloring of the cake is a
Unfortunately,
little
I can't
off.
taste
But if you have ever looked at kitty litter, it's not exactly.
Yeah, they have all kinds of kitty litter.
Yeah, it's not exactly perfect.
They've got like 100 brands of kitty litter.
Right.
So.
It's not exactly perfect, but it is something that, you know, when people come, like the first time I made it was at a comedy show. We were doing a fundraiser for cats. So I decided
nice.
the first time I ever saw it.
We were in that show together.
Yeah. We produced it. Hello.
Right.
The first time we ever did that was the first time I ever saw that somebody actually made. And then you're just going to take the things and you're just going to kind of roll it around in there.
Okay, you get what these are supposed to represent, right?
Right.
The turds of the kitties. the kitty poop.
I mean, I tried to look at my cat's poop this morning when I cleaned out his den, but I want to get it as authentic as possible. And you're just going to, put it however many pieces you want. What's the matter, Brandon? You don't want the cake now, right?
Yes.
You don't want to eat it?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Yes, put it on.
Put it on there. They have poops like that.
There you go.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can add as many pieces as you want.
They've got like log poops.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
We're having
Well,
fun.
Brandon is helping. Very good, Brandon.
Must be a big cat.
And then Brandon was nice enough to contribute 2 cats because he's got a room full of stuff of everything you could imagine. So, Brandon, which cat is this from? The Adventures of Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got that cat. Let's stick him in there.
Stick it in there. It's fine.
And Brandon, what's that cat?
Perigold. Playtime
Oh.
package.
Periwinkle Playtime and what?
Playtime package.
Voila! So there's like a very short version of what a kitty litter cake would look like. But like I said, you can buy spray that's gray and you can spray the whole cake, make it look gray. You can actually buy a new kitty litter box. You can put the cake, make a sheet cake, put the cake inside the kitty litter box. You can serve it with a clean, obviously don't use yours, but buy like a fresh, like a new scoop for kitty litter, and you can use that to serve the cake, and really make it very authentic. But that's basically how you would construct it. You could also use graham crackers. I use vanilla wafers just because, and you can always just take icing and you can actually mix it all up and make it look.
And
very
Kristen
brainy and
was kind enough to pre-cook the cake.
Yeah.
So that the cake was already ready.
Yeah,
All we
that's a good
had to do
idea.
was decorate it because time is limited.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much time you have. Do you want us to taste the cake or do you have to get to Esther?
No, what do you think, Misty? You think they should taste the cake?
Yes, because it's delicious.
Yes.
All right. So I did not have
I'm
Okay.
hungry.
Brandon, you want to have a piece of cake? Brandon's excited. He wants
Are
to
you
have
sure
a
you want to eat this cake?
Yes.
piece. Yes, he
All
wants
right.
to have a piece of the cake. So of course, I should have had all this prepared.
Let him eat the cake. I'm not eating it.
I'm gonna have a slice. Here,
There's a knife here. I have a knife
here's
here.
a cake cutter,
Okay.
and so we only need two.
Yeah, I can't. My stomach is turning.
Kristen doesn't want any of her own cake, but
Aw.
I will have some, and Brandon will have some. Okay, Brandon's like very excited about the cake, and I told you you'd get your kitties back.
Right.
So just give us a very tiny piece, and then a fork.
Want
A
to turn?
fork.
Yeah, look at that. Look at how you can serve it. Like, I mean, you can see the cake, like, all the way down.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, it is.
Here,
That's
Brandon.
great. And the kitties were a perfect touch too. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, you can add any kind of.
Go ahead, Brandon. Take a taste of it.
Go ahead, Brandon. Tell me what you think.
Being Brandon's Dracula, shouldn't you put a little blood on that or something like that?
He has blood. Oh, he has blood on his mouth. Don't you see his blood?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, and now
All right,
I'm
there you go.
gonna take a taste of this.
Okay.
Right, this. Let me see. Okay, you ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
Mmm.
Good.
Oh my God, Kristen,
Is it good?
that is freaking amazing. Amazing.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Kristen Tinsley.
You're welcome.
Plug
Yeah.
that goddamn silly thing one more time.
Friday, October 13th at 7:30 at Govs in the Gilgo Room. We will be there. And if you want to be a small business sponsor, you can actually buy seats and we will create a skit for you. We're working on a skit to
Nice.
promote the show. You could buy seats. We'll promote it during it. We usually create, it's part of the things that we do, for Vagisilly, Vagispooky. I only do 2 shows a year now, Vagisilly and Vagispooky.
And we want to fill that. We want to fill the seats at Governor's
Every
Comedy
single
Club.
seat will be sold out. So buy your tickets now.
Okay.
You better buy your tickets.
Yeah.
Better buy your tickets now.
All right.
And it's a fun show. Not a great
We'll have to post that on Facebook. So
support Kristen Tinsley and support Governor's Comedy Club.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you
For that.
us.
All right, great. So we're gonna. Oh,
Bye.
Kristen. By the way, the seance was really interesting. I appreciate it.
I mean, it's, I'm actually booked for Halloween. I do get booked quite a bit to go to people's apartments when they have parties. They have psychic nights or when they actually have parties and like, oh, can you do a seance or can you show us how to do that? So I'm really happy that, people are actually interested in that and learning about like what I do, how I hear it. I like to educate people about this instead of just being, oh, I'm a psychic, I'm going to tell you about your life. No, I want to teach people how to movies that are just like, people just sit down in a room with a Ouija board and all this weird things start happening. Spirit actually doesn't communicate like that. They do, but not the way movies. And I feel like it scares people, but it's definitely
Right.
So it's actually fun.
All right, and Bonnie,
Good luck.
you learned a lot about your block and all the killers and child molesters. That's great. So.
Yeah, we don't let them come through. Honestly, like for somebody like me, like if they were to come in, that's not really an energy that I would want to deal with.
Right.
Because but in reality, who somebody is on Earth, what they did on Earth, on the other side, it's a little bit different. So if it was that negative, spirit would just like take it away. And I've seen that maybe like once or twice in my readings, and they've just been ripped right out. So
right.
Actually, oh my gosh. When I first did Comedians Hunting Ghosts, I was with Dana McAllister, was my host at the time, and I was at
Sure, I know her. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Teresa's house, and the guy one of the school shooters, I cannot think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank. Adam Lanza came through.
Wow.
And I was like, "Why are you here?" But he just looked so like drawn and like deteriorated. Like I could tell that like his energy was just being like wiped out from the ethers. But I was like, why are you here? So when I said it out loud that he was here, and then I said that, oh, there was a kid that got hit by a car on a bike or something. And then Dana was like, oh, that's my friend who died.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then she said, actually the night before I was watching a documentary about Adam Lanza, and her friend was kind of like, not obsessed, but like interested in like what happened with that whole case.
Right.
And so that was the connection. So he just showed me Adam Lanza real quick. So I was like, oh, because I was like, why are you coming through? Like, I definitely don't want to deal with you. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, I don't think I've ever come across like another serial killer. I don't know if I want to. People have asked me like, want to work with the cops and detectives, and I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't even. Brandon finished his cake.
Good for you, Brandon.
He ate all of it, and he's pointing to more cake. But I think we're going to stop right now. But
Okay.
I just want to thank Felix, of course, and thank Kristen Tinsley and Brandon saying goodbye. And I hope that the rest of your show goes smooth and wonderful.
Thank you very
Felix.
much. Take care.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Misty says goodbye. All right. So we got that. Let's see who we got. We got Esther coming up. All right. And Misty, what'd you think of that?
I thought it was very interesting, and I do like that, she explained things. I didn't know that you could, say the prayer to block out the negative
Right.
energy, because I wouldn't want that.
No, I wouldn't want
Just the
to.
positive stuff.
Not at all.
Love the kitty litter cake. I try it because it really is delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that myself. Being a chef, I guess I'll have to do that. Maybe
I bought mine at Thanksgiving, and like she said, in the brand new kitty litter pan with
Right.
a scoop. And I had a cat at the time, but I took it for Thanksgiving and put it on the counter, and everybody was just like looking and like, why would you do this? Why did you bring this? I'm like, it's cake. Chill.
Wow. All right.
It is good though.
Well, now, Misty, we have a haunted cave in Jersey with
All
Esther.
right.
So we're going to bring her up now. Esther, you there? Hello? Esther? Are you there?
Yay,
There she
finally.
is. How are you?
Hi, Felix. Thanks so much for having me on and for waiting for me. They actually gave misinformation when I looked up where the cave was, but I was hoping maybe Kristen could stay on and see if anyone from the cave was speaking to her, and if maybe
Right.
she could hear anything from Mary Rogers.
Yeah, I think she's off now. It looks like they signed off or
Yeah,
something.
it's too bad because maybe she could get a reading. But we're at Sybil's cave, which is on the Hoboken waterfront, and
Okay.
I can show a little picture.
Yeah, try and
if
get a little
everyone can
better
see.
picture there. Esther, can you get a little centered
We
there and get a
actually
better
got
picture?
really lucky. What?
Can you get a little centered
this
and
is the
kind of get a
cave.
better picture? Maybe put your camera on
What?
wide. Maybe move your camera to
Yeah,
the
I can
wide
move it.
side.
Is this a better view? And
Uh,
this is the actual cave. It's within a fence. But
okay.
it gets scarier when you look in here.
Okay.
And
Oh, I see.
You never know.
Okay.
Maybe Kristen could tell if anybody speaks to her if she was here. But basically, this is along the Hoboken waterfront. And it was a safe place, but there was a woman named Mary Rogers who in 1841 was washed up and found there dead. And she was murdered, but the murder went unsolved, though many of her boyfriends were charged with the murder. And she worked as a sales girl in a tobacco shop, as well as worked in a boarding house, and she was known as the beautiful tobacco girl. So she
Right.
really sounds like an intriguing character. But the murder case is still unsolved. So who knows? Maybe Kristen could have got a read and see if any of them could speak to her.
Maybe.
In fact, her
She-
current boyfriend committed suicide when all of this transpired.
Wow. And also,
Yes, it's a pretty cool thing.
yeah.
But again, this is it. You can kind of look closely into it. And yeah, I live in the city of Hoboken, but I had never come by there. It felt like it was more of a mystery to figure out where this was when I was looking for it, because initially it says it's within the Hoboken Historical Museum, but it's actually here. And we got really lucky because the guard at the Hoboken Museum didn't even really know if it would be open. But
Right.
I guess you can always be haunted, right, Felix?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, for what I heard about it, like you were talking about Mary Rogers, she was strangled too, by the way. She was beaten and strangled.
Right.
Yeah. And then Edgar Allan Poe actually wrote about her. He used it I believe in a book or an article, Edgar Allan Poe, called Marie Roget.
Mystery of Marie
And that was
Roget.
1842. That when he did that.
1842, which is a year after it happened.
Right. And he wrote about that. So he used that as a story. It was pretty interesting. We got Misty joining us. What do you think,
all
Misty?
of this helped boost tourism.
You have any questions regarding the cave at all?
No, that's a very interesting. I have never heard of that case.
Yeah, it happened here. It happened in New
Yeah.
York City, and she got washed up on the
So,
I guess the shore over there, right near the cave, and that's how it
Felix,
became.
it also said that they created a restaurant called Sybil's, created by a man named Fred Eckstein. It may or may not exist, but perhaps in future we could investigate
they did have
that.
it.
But there was
They did have it as a
inspired
restaurant.
by this.
Yeah, they had it as a restaurant.
Unknown caller.
in the late 18.
Oh, it was
In the late 1800s. Yes.
So I guess unless we have time travel,
Yeah. In the 1800s, late 1800s, it became a restaurant for a little bit, and then the Board of Health actually closed it down because of the water that was around there. So it was contaminating food, which is interesting in itself. Okay, so Misty, I guess that's it. What do you think of the cave story?
I think it's very interesting. I want to look it up and find out more about it.
Yeah, look it up. Sybil's Cave. What happened was there was a family called the Stevens family in 1832, and they actually built the cave, I guess, as a way exit or whatever from their house. And then in 1841, Mary Rogers, who was working in a boarding house and also in a tobacco store, she sold cigars or something, and they found her body about 3 days later over there. And it was like a very big deal, and it was interesting, but they never caught the person who did it. Not at all,
That's
Misty,
crazy.
that's the end of our show. I want to thank you again for coming on. You look fabulous. And
Thank you.
I guess
had
that's
a lot
it.
of fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun, and I appreciate it so much. And it was so nice meeting, the other guests, and I had fun. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm going to bring Esther on for the end, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, bye. Esther, you're back on?
I am back on. I guess it must have been a spell that she put on me that, got me to lose my internet connection.
You know what? You're not the only one, because it was happening a lot. Like I think Misty was like just going off and coming back on again. So who knows?
Yeah. So I guess Mary Rogers' spirit is with us, but
yes,
it would make for a good detective novel or something, or murder mystery. You could really do a lot with a story like this. Maybe we'll do a murder mystery show about this, or a, guess who a murderer is. I mean, if it's a cold case still and it's unsolved, you never know. I'm not an expert enough to know if they would want to open it back up again. I'm guessing maybe not. Now that it's 2023 and this is 1841, I'm going to venture to say I don't know if the Hoboken Police Department would open it up, but you never know. But it would make for a great show about making a case for different people and who had murdered her. But
right,
people are very eruptive, and anyone could have murdered her, is my guess. And it would be really great to know more about it.
If the Gilgo man was alive back then, maybe it would have been him. You never know.
I know.
Gilgo Beach murderer.
The thing about the Gilgo Beach killer is I know people who worked with him, and they say he was a nice, normal, friendly man. He was just an architect who lived in Massapequa that was just an everyday neighborhood guy.
Yeah,
you never know, because you have one thing that goes wrong in your day and someone cuts you off, or you don't get that promotion, and then boom, you turn into a murderer. Obviously it added up, and maybe a bunch of passed over promotions, or people cutting him off, or his wife not making the coffee right, and boom, he's gonna murder somebody.
Well, actually, we should chalk up 2 for Long Island, because Do you remember Joel Rifkin? Back
Yeah,
in
of
I think
course.
it was the late or the early 90s. And he was a serial killer. And he lived on Long Island. In fact, he lived around the block from Bonnie. So there you go.
He
Um,
did?
Yes, that's what she said. She said he was like lived right there. So we have Joel
You
Rifkin,
know-
and now we have the Gilgo Beach murderer.
Did you
So-
hear of Marty Tancliffe?
What's that?
Marty Tancliffe was a guy who murdered his parents.
Oh, really?
He murdered his parents, and he was from my town, from Port Jeff. And
Right.
a friend of my parents bought Marty Tancliffe's parents' house, and they got a really good deal on it, obviously. So
Right.
I guess if you're looking for a deal in Massapequa, maybe you can get Rex Newerman's former house.
Well, we don't forget we also had the Amityville Horror too over here on Long Island.
I
The
know
Amityville
someone
Horror
who lives
House.
near that house. Have you ever been?
I had a friend that lived actually next door to the Amityville Horror House, and he and his friend, I guess because it was vacant, went in there, and they slept there overnight. And they said nothing happened to them, but they could feel a kind of eeriness there, you know. So.
How were they able to sleep there?
Well, when you're like 14 years old, you know, you take chances and you
Oh,
say,
so
hey,
it was
go sleep
illegally.
next door.
They
Yeah.
kind of trespassed on there. It's not like the place is open and being like, hey, anyone want to spend the night in the horror house for $10?
Yeah. Because like when I was in high school, the Amityville Horror House was already out for about a couple of years, you know. So him and his friend got this idea to sleep next door, you know, to sleep in the house, and that's what they did. But they said nothing happened.
But nothing happened to them, right? They're still alive and kicking.
Yeah, they're still alive and kicking. And I believe there is somebody living in that house today. And I know still today people go and knock on their door, you know, because it's the Amityville Horror
Somebody
House.
lives there. But that's
Yes.
got to be maybe annoying that, like, you know, you're trying to go about your life and then everybody's knocking on your door.
Right. Anyway, Esther, you're going to be on Tuesday.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm psyched.
You have anything in mind? Any kind of food establishment or anything?
Tuesday. It depends where I am, but I think I'll be again in Brooklyn
Okay.
on Tuesday. If it's raining, all bets are off and I could be anywhere. Like,
Right.
I could go to the moon. But in Brooklyn, I'm trying to think. There's a great falafel place. There's a great Italian place by the waterfront. The falafel
so
place
many
maybe
places.
is small, but it's at least healthy. Actually, maybe a Thai place, because there
Okay.
are lots of Thai places in Brooklyn that have lunch specials, and Thai food really is my comfort food. Like, anytime I feel really down, like, I eat pad Thai or Indian food. So I'm thinking the Thai places I may try for, because at lunch you can actually afford the food.
Right. Okay, Esther, we're gonna head out
You
now.
were
Okay.
awesome. Thanks so much for having me and for your patience.
Thank you. Great job.
You too.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
All right. Watch out for the ghost and the spirits
I'll
over
watch-
there. All right. Bye. Okay. So that was Esther. We had Misty. Misty was a great guest, and she participated in the show. Kristen Tinsley did a fabulous job, and basically that's it. This is the Spooky Sunday, the end of Spooky Sunday. Again, anybody that was watching on Facebook, I do apologize, but we got kicked off Facebook. So what are you going to do? I'm going to put the recorded version on there. I don't know if that's going to be a problem, but that's what we're going to do. Tell your friends, share, watch it on YouTube, tell everybody to catch it. Our last special did really well. I expect this one hopefully to be good. And that's really it. And I want to say goodbye to all the special people that I know. Once again, I'm going to say goodbye to Marita. Marita, thank you very much, and you're always in my heart. Okay, and Janet, I hope you're watching. Janet's an old friend. Actually, she's my sister's friend, and also, I guess, an old friend of mine, too, as well. So we want to, hopefully she enjoyed the show. And that's it. So take care, everyone. We appreciate you watching us. And it's time for us to go. Hold on. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay. Yes, it is time for us to go. Take care. Bye. All right. Here we go. All right. That's it. Take care. Thank you very much, everyone.